Tonight in Sharjah, a tale of two captains. Dubai Capitals sit in second on the DP World ILT20 table, but superstar skipper David Warner has been struggling with the bat, and his frustrations are hard to disguise. Sharjah Warriors skipper Tom Kohler-Cadmore too endured a lean start to the campaign, but after a nasty blow first ball yesterday, he smashed a boundary-studded 68 that sparked his team to a crucial win over Desert Vipers.
Tom Kohler-Cadmore with a look of relief.
Can the Warriors build on the foundations of that victory, or will Warner finally fire to inspire the Capitals tonight? Sharjah has again delivered a beautiful sunset. Another fabulous evening here at Sharjah Cricket Stadium for the DP World ILT20, and it is match number 14. The Sharjah Warriors taking on the Delhi Capitals. We had a fabulous crowd here last night, expecting much of the same for 2v5 on the points table. Both teams on 4 points. Very important for someone to break away and get 2 points tonight, that is for sure. Now, the Sharjah Warriors have never gone down to the Capitals. Is tonight the night for the Capitals, or can the Sharjah Warriors capitalise on what is going to be a cracking night of cricket here in the DP World ILT20? 13,000 people here last night, expecting much of the same tonight. So we're going to head out to the middle now with Natalie Germanos and the two captains for the all-important toss.
We're approaching the halfway stage of the league phase of DP World ILT20. And for tonight's fixture, we've got the Sharjah Warriors taking on the Dubai Capitals. Of course, for the toss, we've got the two captains in Tom Kohler-Cadmore and David Warner. The toss representative for tonight is Siddharth Tripathi, and the match referee is Simon Taufel, who's already handed over the coin to Tom.
Heads.
Heads is the call, and it is a head.
It's a heads.
The Capitals have won.
We're going to bat.
Going to bat. Thank you, mate. Just a question.
David, what are you going to do and why?
We're going to have a bat, and hopefully we can assess the wicket a little bit better than the other night.
You probably have had a little bit of an opportunity, obviously, to see what happened last night. You've chased well, though, in the tournament, so you still think batting is the way to go? Yeah,
look, I think if you put on good runs on the board psychologically, it's always a challenge here. So, we found out the other night that, towards the back end with the ball, it started holding a little bit more. But yeah, we just had to assess the conditions well in the first 6. Play a bit better, smart cricket shots, and put a competitive total on the board.
Your net run rate's pretty healthy at the moment. How much of a factor is that in the tournament? Yeah,
it's always good at the start of the tournament, most definitely, because you've got to allow for 1 or 2 games potentially might not go your way. So yeah, it's always good. It's always healthy.
Looking at the surface, been used last night, seemed to play all right, and the runs have been coming, especially in the first innings this year here at Sharjah. What are you sort of aiming for? We're
hoping that happens tonight as well for us. So, yeah, look, as I said, we've got to start well, assess the conditions, and, save it for the back end.
Good luck, play well.
Thank you.
Tom, what would you have done and why?
We were actually going to bat as well.
Okay.
Just obviously it worked last night for us and kind of try to keep the momentum going, but we're obviously happy as well bowling here. We know we've played 3 games now here, so hopefully we can use the conditions best early and kind of really restrict them to a competitive score. Yeah, talking about using the conditions early, how important is it to make an impact with the new ball? Yeah, absolutely. We found probably here it kind of gets a bit tougher as the innings goes on, so it's kind of, if we can restrict them in the first 10, then hopefully that'll really make them not have a massive score in the second 10. So yeah, early wickets, you look at their lineup, obviously they've got loads of world-class players, so for us it's about taking early poles, putting the pressure on the middle order, and then hopefully taking them throughout the innings. Any other positives that you take from last night's win? I think obviously the bowling unit's coming from strength to strength, and for us to be able to get a win in a close game obviously fills you with a lot of confidence. So yeah, I think there's a lot to come from last night, and it's about keep taking the game on, and hopefully we can get a good chase tonight and get another win. Thanks very much. Enjoy tonight. Thank you. So that's it. The news from the middle then is that the Dubai Capitals have won the toss, and they say they're going to bat first tonight.
Very good. Thank you very much, Natalie. Darren Ganga, Niall O'Brien alongside me. Let's see what's on the menu tonight. Coming up in Cricket Safari, David Warner tells us why he loves Indian culture and how he was inspired to mimic the Pushpa move. We assess what makes Dubai Capitals' Sikandar Raza such a special all-round talent. And new Sharjah Warriors head coach Johan Botha reveals how he's building a strong leadership core at the franchise. Now, Niall, I'm going to come straight to you because we're going to catch up with David Warner and find out about what he loves about India very shortly. But we need to talk about his performance with the bat so far in this tournament. It was much anticipated, has yet to fire. We saw particularly the other night how frustrated he was, but he was the first off the bus, first on the ground, first to check out this new surface that they'll be playing on here. What does that say to you about his headspace?
Yeah, very much up for the challenge, I would say, David Warner, and he's got to try and draw on all his experience and all his nous over a wonderful 15-year career. He's got a couple of good seeds, to be fair. That's a cracker from Carlos Brathwaite. I think Trent Bolt worked him over like a kipper in the first game. He went from being quite defensive-minded in the first game to being ultra-aggressive. So I think for David Warner, it's just trying to find that happy place, find a happy medium, how he's going to go about scoring his runs, going about accumulating, give himself maybe an over. Just give himself 6-7 balls to have a little look. So far it's been difficult going, but I think David Warner, all the experience he has, all the runs you're seeing on the screen, like, he's a wonderful cricketer, but it has been difficult. The last 12 months or so, T20 cricket, the average is down, and probably most strikingly, the strike rate is down. So that's something David Warner has to address very, very quickly. But I've said it all through the tournament, and we seem to talk about him a lot. He's too good a player to be kept down for too long.
Darren, Niall mentioned his happy place. What do you think David Warner's happy place looks like for us as viewers as we're watching? Is that him freeing his arms, using his feet? What does it look like?
Well, he's just got to try and, take his mind away of what has happened in the past. I mean, many teams are bowling wicket to wicket, keeping him very close. He loves width on the ball, so he can expect that. He's just got to try and find a way to spend a longer bit of time at the start of his innings, because that's when he's most vulnerable. You can watch, it's the deliveries that is coming back into him that has caused him trouble in this tournament. I mean, one time he attempted that big shot, but David Willey got him out. And, he's just a fine player. He's one innings away from being at his best.
He absolutely is. Now, we watched the Warriors last night. They batted here first. Do you think that David Warner particularly would have been watching that game and how this pitch played and how even their captain, Tom Kohler-Cadmore, played on it?
100%. David Warner is a student of the game, really. You don't become such a good player without watching and getting a knowledge and a database of how you go about it. I thought last night both the sides thought, I'm not sure about this pitch, but it played really, really well. Tom Kohler-Cadmore last night hit through the line. A very uncomplicated innings. So I think David Warner could probably take a little bit from this, Darren.
For me, I'd like to see him open the batting in this Warrior side, and I say that because he averages 50 in that position. He's batting at number 4. I think in T20 cricket, you want your best batters to get as many overs as possible. That's why I'll advocate for him batting at the top. In 1-2, him open with Johnson Charles. They've had issues with Goptil. They've tried Dikwela in the last game. None has really performed. So I'd really like to see him at the top because I think he can deliver more for his team with the bat.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with the batting lineup tonight, given they did make that shuffle last night. Guptill at 3, him at 4. He did score a century against this side opening in the season 1 of the DP World ILT20.
Yeah, and look where the runs are coming. Look where he's hitting, through the line of the ball. It's not rocket science what Tom Kohler-Cadmore tries to do. He's 6'2", 6'3". He's strong. He hits the ball on top of the bounce. So as a bowler, it's difficult to bowl to him. That's a great shot because that's a really difficult. That's a bit like Kevin Peterson's bump there. Not too dissimilar to KP when he played really well. Hit through the line, big follow through the line of the ball, and he's a very clean striker. He's a top class player. And I back what Darren says. I've watched him play for a long time in the UK. Up top. Get him a chance to bat in that power play. Give him as many overs in the power play to bat as possible.
Look, even though he batted at number 4 in the last game and he scored a 50, he came in the second over, so he virtually opened.
He basically opened, absolutely right. They have a change of captain this year, also a change of coach in Johan Botha.
I think from our staff, it's quite a young staff. JP as the batting coach, Westy as assistant coach and fielding coach, and I'm obviously still pretty young. And then TK is a young captain. So I think from that side of things, it's sort of a fresh start. And then I think with our playing group, it's almost a little bit older, some of them. So there's a lot of experience in the group with the young guys. So I think we've got a good mix. You can't micromanage, everything and want to be involved in everything. As the head coach, you don't want to sort of be everywhere across the board. And Westy was with the team last year, so I think it was good to get a coach who was in the system last year, with that experience. And then myself and JP as the 2 new guys. I'll be spending time with the bowlers. Obviously, as a former spinner, I really enjoy spin, and I enjoy playing spin in my team, but we have to still play the conditions. We can't just load it with spinners and there's a lot of dew around and it doesn't work for us, so we've got to be smart with that. And yeah, that's sort of what I'll bring to the table. And then you've got some experienced bowlers. We'll lean heavily on Chris Wokes. Daniel Sams has now played a lot of cricket. Madhu Shankar was excellent in the World Cup. So we've got seamers to help out, take the lead. And us as a staff, we certainly don't think we know it all, and we're going to lean on our senior players to help us out as the tournament goes.
A great win here for them last night. Can they make it 2 from 2? We're going to find out about the conditions now. Let's head out to the middle with a very impatient Danny Morrison. Sorry, I've kept you waiting, Danny.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Well, I can tell you we are on the same pitch as last night, pitch 3. And sorry, bowlers, over to the graveyard, the night shift, 63 metres there, 71 to that side on the western, as we know, downtown, and you're striking from about the middle of the pitch. She's about 76 metres. Wakar's alongside. Wakar, before we get into this, because we know now the toss has happened, Warner's one are going to bat first. Do you like that idea?
Warner is always naughty, isn't it? He likes making changes. He likes turning things around. And I think it's not a bad idea. I mean, you've got to really play good cricket. Warner's got to hit the stripe. We haven't really seen him playing good cricket yet, batting well. Pitch is totally different from our days. There's a lot more grass on it, a lot of green grass on it. So there is a little bit, tiny bit for the seam bowlers early on with the new ball, maybe 3 overs, maybe 4 over. But after that, it's going to really be a good belter. Just keep hitting.
That's it. Batters, bowlers, go to it, chaps.
What a lovely pose. We've been listening to the Bee Gees here at Sharjah Cricket Stadium as we get ready for this big battle. The Dubai Capitals. Darren, talk us through this team.
2 wins so far this season. They've been inconsistent, but a couple significant changes to this side for today's match. Max Holden, the left-arm batter from the UK, former England under-19 player, comes into the side. And there's Moeen Ali, the left-arm spinner from the UAE, featuring for this contest as well.
Yeah, Sharjah Warriors, who got a great win last night, they're going to bowl first. So who is going to do the damage up front? Chris Wokes is going to swing that new ball. We've got Mahesh Dikshana, who may well open the bowler. Jawadullah, he has been the pick of the bowlers, and plenty of runs up front with Johnson Charles. And TKC is in good touch.
He absolutely is. Looking forward to a big battle here at Sharjah Cricket Stadium. OK, so David Warner is the big superstar. We are going to see him in action here with the bat very shortly. His family are here in the DP World ILT20. When we come back, we're going to find out just how much he loves incredible India. Welcome back to Cricket Safari and welcome back to Sharjah Cricket Stadium as we're getting ready for match number 14 in the DP World ILT20. We are about to see superstar David Warner in action with the bat. The Capitals have won the toss. They're going to have a bat first. But right now we're going to find out a little bit more about why David Warner loves incredible India.
Why are you such a popular man in India?
I think popularity comes with embracing culture, having the respect, the gratitude, and when you get to travel to different parts of the world, India just stands out for me with the whole experience. There's the perfect reason why it's called Incredible India, because it is amazing. The people, they're so welcoming. They've always got a smile on their faces no matter what. The food is outstanding. The hospitality in general is unbelievable. During COVID, it was a sad time for everyone, and doing some dances on Reels and TikTok and stuff, I felt like that was a way to connect people and to put smiles on people's faces. And I think popularity probably grew a lot more through there. But as I say, you have to embrace culture, you have to respect culture, and that's one thing I've always done from a young age. Yeah, Pushpa, it's something that I watched, and a lot of people were calling me Pushpa for some reason, so I learned to do the action, and from there it was just took off, and it was a big hit. But no, when you go and field on the outfield, people start yelling out to you, so you want to give them something, then the DJ plays the music. They're here to watch the game, but they're also here to watch people entertain, and if my small part of entertainment is giving the crowd what they want and have a little dance, then I'll do that.
Will we see him dancing tonight? I'm not sure, but we're not far away from finding out. Darren and Niall are still with me. And Darren, you've got a friend, the red belt MVP. Now, although David Warner might not be in line for that just yet, there is a member of his team, Sikandar Raza, who is looking at it.
Yeah, might be signalling who will win this eventually, but he's a fabulous player. I just want to talk about his batting a bit. I mean, he missed out on that opportunity to win the ICC T20 International Player of the Year. Surya Kumar Yadav took it, but what he's produced so far is 138 runs with a strike rate of over 150. What I like about him is his ability to strike boundaries. If you look at all the teams, number 5, 6 and 7, he's a major part of that finishing game that this Capitals team has. And it's going to be very important for them to finish well, especially if you have a Warner impact at the top. This guy is not only one-dimensional, he's three-dimensional, and we hear about that from Niall.
Well, yes, wonderful cricketer. He is a wonderful cricketer.
Yes.
If I look at Sikandar Raza when he's bowling, fastest ball 116 Ks, slowest 88. So as a batter, you don't know what's coming down. Straight away, you don't know what's coming down. Is it fast? Is it slow? 2 cracking balls he's bowled, Nicholas Pooran and Shimron Hetmar. Have a look at this. Now, there's good turn, but it's pace off. This is 91 Ks and 90 Ks, so considerably slower from Sikandar Raza. If you have a look where the ball's pitching, it's pitching in line, it's turning past. Not much Nicholas Pooran could do about this because that ball's going to travel on past the leg stump. I think Shimron Hetmar can be a little bit more nimble on his footwork here to try and get out and smother a little bit more. But excellent bowling from Sikandar Raza. So what does that tell me as a batter? What can I do to try and navigate this massive turn and wily campaigner? I can use my crease. I can be quick with my feet. I can stay leg side of the ball. If we look at Nicholas Pooran, how Nicholas Pooran bats, and any left-hander worth their salt, they're going to say to Sikandar Raza, I'm giving you my stumps. I don't want to get my pads in the way like Shimron Hetmar did. So what I want to do, I'm going to struggle to get down the pitch because I mentioned 116 Ks or maybe 88 Ks. So coming down the pitch, it's fraught with danger. What Sikandar Raza wants you to do, he wants you to panic and he wants you to go across the line. These 2 cones here, dismissals. Pooran, Hetmar playing from the crease. What I would love to see, Darren Ganga, bit of nimble footwork, using your crease, staying leg side, and your cut ball becomes really, really valuable because it gives you the pace and you can back cut. You don't want to sweep because the stumps are always in play. But as a left-hander, when the ball is turning and he's got that little bit of guile and he's got that little bit of trickery, sorcery, Harry Potter style, very difficult for lefty.
Yeah, I think the interception point has to be deeper for a lefty. For a righty, you could afford to sweep and use that to good effect, but don't use your feet, yeah.
All right, quick predictions for you, Niall.
Said it last night to Davey Warner, Dubai Capitals.
And for you?
I'm going with the home side, the Warriors.
Yes, Sharjah, well, you've got the gold. Hey, he's 100% here, so I'll be listening to him. This man knows what's good. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back to Sharjah Cricket Stadium, we're getting ready for match number 14 in the DP World ILT20. It is the Dubai Capitals to bat first against the Sharjah Warriors here at home. Stay with us. We'll see you very soon for so much action.